non-otaku.
I think you should challenge her the next time you see her. Be like, 100 meters right now. Let's go.
Back to 2M Otak. I'm your host Mayu, a born and raised Japanese non-otaku, and
I'm Cisco, an American otaku.
In this podcast, we share reviews of anime and manga through distinct perspectives with commentary on Japanese culture, history, and language. Cisco.
Yep.
We just watched this new movie, came out in America, and it came out in Japan about a month ago, which I was waiting for to watch. And it's not going to be in the theater for a long time.
No, I think 3 days around here.
Maybe 3 to 5 to 6.
Whoa, that's not very long.
It's not very long, so I wanted to make sure that we watch it.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about
HyakuM, 100 meters.
I think 100 meter is the title in English.
Yeah.
No spoilers, right?
I mean, this is a movie that it's kind of hard to spoil, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, okay, I guess like we won't tell you who wins each race, but I feel like that's that's literally the only spoilers we could even
and
possibly
I don't think
give
it's
you.
The important part.
Right, exactly.
It's not who won is not that important.
I mean, I'm going to disagree with that. Okay. And I think who won is important, but we will take pains not to say it.
Okay. Also, we're going to talk about word of the day. And then we're going to say something exciting about our podcast.
Our Japanese podcast.
Not 2AM Otak, but 3AM Otak. There's like big thing happen to us.
That's true.
So we're going to inform that later.
Okay.
Before we start, we'd like to hear from you. Share your thoughts, ideas, questions, or even suggestions that we should talk about. Send us a message to the email in the description, or you can use Spotify and the YouTube comments section as well. All right, let's talk about the movie HyakuM 100 meters.
Okay.
What did you think?
I loved it.
You loved it?
It was so good. Yeah, it was amazing.
Why was it so good?
I think it's just really good as a movie. And particularly as an animated movie, it plays with so many different types of animation. It's really not like a straightforwardly typical Japanese animated movie. It's kind of like an art house movie. Like it is playing with some elements of like film as a medium in some really interesting ways, and particularly animated film as a medium in some ways, without letting that experimentation override the point of the story. And instead, like the craft and the art is in service of like advancing the narrative and making you really feel it. And so it's like simultaneously like a very interesting movie to watch as a film and just a great movie to watch for entertainment. So I loved it.
Okay. I don't think the comics are sold in America, or the last time I checked, I couldn't find any.
Interesting.
So it's not out here.
It like hasn't been translated or something, maybe, or published in the US.
So could you give a summary?
Without spoiling anything?
Without spoiling
Sure.
anything.
So there's a boy who's very fast at running, and he meets another boy who is not very fast at running and like trains him a little bit. And then they are separated after, like, sort of briefly. It follows the first boy through his middle and high school years, and eventually they meet again. And then there's like another time skip of like 10 more years after the end of high school. And then there's a sort of a third act that happens when they're both sort of full on adults, like 28-ish. Yeah. And it's about running. It's about running the 100 meters.
It's like a really interesting point to write about, I think.
Do you mean that particular type of race?
Yeah, 100 meters. I've heard some interview of Uoto, who the author of HyakuM. He decided to make this manga because one day he was watching the Olympic Games.
Okay.
And it was 100 meters race. And Uoto doesn't do any sports. He's not great at sports. So he
feel that.
But he was watching. And then when he was watching, one athlete from some country did flying. No, what do you call it?
Had a false start.
False start. And then that athlete got disqualified. And Uoto was like, what? It's such a big event. Olympic comes every 4 years. And this athlete like worked so hard for this moment.
Oh yeah.
And just 1 second or like some seconds, he can't be on the race anymore.
Yeah.
So he decided to make it as a story.
Which is interesting because that doesn't happen in this story.
Doesn't happen.
I mean, I guess that's a spoiler, right? Nobody gets disqualified for false starts. Yeah, like I mean, I still get like sort of the idea. There's definitely some moments toward the climax of the film that are engaged with that question of sort of like what happens when, right? ... But like, yeah, but interesting that he chose not to include that particular situation in the film.
But some character was saying like it depends on like it's the national record holder was saying when he got interviewed like a little bit of like gram differences make differences.
Sure,
so
that's
like
true.
you know, second they make differences and
Yeah.
And then which is I think true for athlete or sports, which matters a lot.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, when we went to the theater, there are not so many people at the first place.
It was a big improvement on Witch Watch and Don to Don. Like this one, it was admittedly in a very small theater. It's not playing in very many theaters. And we had to drive kind of far away to get to this. But there were like 6 people in the row behind it. I think every back row was full. Our row only had 1 empty seat. The row in front of us had like half the seats were filled. And
it was a small theater.
There were only 2 rows ahead of that.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, they didn't sell out, but like they got pretty close. Not bad for a 4 p.m. on a Sunday matinee of like an unheard of anime movie. Just saying.
Yeah. I think if you're going, you gotta know about it.
Yeah, I think I don't know how you wind up watching this movie unless you know about Orb and like really loved Orb. Like that feels like the main entry point for people coming to this film.
Right. I mean, that's the reason why we decided to go. We loved Orb so much.
Maybe we're just projecting, but yes. That does seem to be the main reason. I mean, has he drawn anything else that's really famous besides Orb?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
This is his debut series.
Oh, this is the first thing he drew. Oh, wow.
As a series.
As a series, sure.
Yeah. So it's a big deal.
Sure is. So
there are many interesting characters. Is there any character you particularly liked or relate to?
Yeah, no, not relate to really. But I mean, I sort of liked all of them. And as you would expect from Uoto, like every character has like a deep philosophy about life.
Yes.
Right. And so I did like the guy Zaitsu. I was going to say Zaitsu first, and then I got confused with Zenitsu. Zaitsu says something. It's in that interview that you talked about earlier, where he's like, the 100 meters is like your whole life distilled into 10 seconds. And I thought that was like a very interesting way of thinking. For a lot of the characters, you know, the running has to do with like, what are you running for? What are you running away from? Like, you know, why do you run? And like, I am the kind of runner who like cannot answer that question. In fact, every time I pose that question to myself, like, why am I running? My answer is like, yeah, why am I running? I could just walk. Why? I'm just going to slow down. Like, this sucks. So in that sense, I had a hard time relating to any of the characters. Like if there had been a character who had like quit running and just been like, you know what, like, it's not worth it. Like I would have been like, oh yeah, that guy, that's me. But I think I liked Nigami maybe the best of the runners, in part because maybe it's because he hurt his back. I related to that part.
Oh my God.
I thought they were all really interesting. And I liked the way this movie resisted having kind of good guys and bad guys. Like they're just all runners. Yeah. I liked hearing their different philosophies. It was cool.
I think we can call it sports anime or manga.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but it's way more than sports manga and anime because it's not like about friendship or like teamwork or nothing like this. Yeah, it's a new type, completely new style of like a sports, I don't know, philosophy type.
I mean, I do think running the 100 meters is a pretty individual endeavor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I mean, this movie does have a moment where of collaboration, where some characters run a 200 times 4 relay. So that's a moment of like some, you know, and there's like a montage in there and stuff that shows like collaboration and teamwork and stuff. But yeah, you're right that it's not kind of the main point.
It didn't go to the direction of like fall in love or, you know, in the team or, you know, building up friendship.
I mean, I think there's a level on which it has something to say about friendship or about connection. But no, I think it's about like philosophy. That seems to be really what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I don't know. I would not have thought of it as like a sports manga or anime at all, really. It's a philosophy anime
it just happened to be
that
sports.
happens to like have a sport as its setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, I liked sound effects and the music was perfect.
Yeah, the music and sound in this film is really, really good.
Really good. Which sound did you like the best?
The rain, the match that happens in the rain is just like very powerful sonically. And that whole scene is just epic. Like the art is really good. Sort of camera work is really good. It's a scene that involves having like, that's rotoscoped. So they actually filmed it and then they drew it after filming. And the last rotoscoped film I saw was Waking Life, which is an animated film. I mean, it's obviously because it's rotoscoped, right? But animated film where it really looks like a regular movie that somebody drew over. And in this one, what I thought was so interesting about the rotoscoped scenes is like, you can kind of tell that they're rotoscoped, but I wasn't totally sure about it even when I was watching them because the art style is still very anime. And so, there's these scenes where it's being shot with like a handheld camera. And like the camera is like really moving around in some, in ways where I think in the first couple times they use this technique in the movie, I was like, is this like really elaborate CG? How did they make this? And then finally in the rain scene, you're like, oh, this has been rotoscoped. And there really was a camera that was moving around in these ways. The conceit of having like a movie that's all one really long shot, which is like a thing in art movies, right? You don't see that very often in anime. There's usually a lot of really quick cuts. And so getting a shot that goes on for, I don't know, probably 2-3 minutes is really unusual and very, very cool in terms of the way that the camera is moving and like how it picks up and loses the subjects. And like there's some Foley of people running during it and stuff. Like it was fantastic. The end of that scene also goes from color into black and white in a way that's just like, oh my God, I feel like I've never seen anything like this before. It's perfect.
It's perfect. And the raining, just the sounds of rain, like heavy rain.
It's so loud, you know, and then like there's been this really intense music for the whole scene. And then the music just cuts out and it's just rain. Like I don't know, like it was spectacular. It was a much better movie than, like I kept thinking about Kimetsu no Yaiba while we were watching this movie. Like Kimetsu no Yaiba is so slick, right? Everything looks so good. It's like so finished and perfect and like computer generated, and this one is like the opposite of all of those things. Like in some of the early scenes, the backgrounds are like really blurry, right? Clearly like hand painted, maybe even like watercolor or something. Like they're not, they're not inked. They're like drawn in these like wildly different styles. Like a lot of the art of the characters looks really almost indistinguishable from manga. Like there are scenes that look straight out of a manga and then others that are, rotoscoped. So the style changes. And particularly when there's anxiety on the part of any of the characters like outlines start to break down and get like scribbly and sort of like, unwell defined in a way that's like really fascinating. So just so many things about this movie were really interesting. Like I had the experience of watching it and feeling like I was thinking about it as a movie and like the ways in which it was like different from other movies as I watched it in a way that was like surprisingly pleasurable.
I personally like the last scene right before the race starts. Heartbeat. It was like getting really loud as it getting close to the start. And you can feel it on your feet even.
Oh, interesting.
It shakes a little bit, and I like the intense moment.
Wait, what shakes?
The theater.
Oh, I didn't notice this.
Okay, I felt it on my body because the sound was getting louder.
Right.
I like that. And especially I was track and field from 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th, and 8th. Yeah, it's not because I wanted to, because it's because I was in a small school and the teacher just picks kids who can run fast.
Right.
So you're gonna be in the track and field only this season. So I was 100 meters athlete runner.
Wow.
Yeah. I was not that fast. I was running like 100 meters in 14 seconds. That's the.
I have no idea what that means, but I've always heard you tell the story as though you were really fast.
I was fast in my class or my grade.
How many people were in your grade?
30.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was not the fastest though. There's always fastest girl.
There's always a faster fish.
And I always try to beat her, but I just couldn't. She was always the first, and I couldn't even beat her in marathon either until the 8th grade too.
How far were your marathons?
I don't know how the distance.
Okay, well, I think you mean like cross country, because marathon is 26 miles.
Okay, for elementary school kids is marathon.
I'm not disputing that it felt like a marathon to you. I'm just saying when you say marathon in English, you mean 26.2 miles. Yeah, I'm sure it was like a 5K or something and it felt really long, but like an actual marathon might kill an elementary schooler. So I don't think it was an actual marathon.
Okay, whatever. Our school called it marathon.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay. I'm not trying to say that this is 2 a.m. Okay. You got to whose terms English people will understand.
Okay, got it. Anyway, so I understood the feeling of Kaido, who seems like a kind of older side of runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. And we totally liked the voice actor.
Right.
It's the same voice actor from the Orb.
From Orb, Novak, yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
But it's so frustrating that there's always person in front of you. And it's in a way, it's good way to encourage yourself. If you want to go even faster, I'm going to beat her someday, of which I couldn't. I was not that serious.
I bet if you ran right now, you'd win.
No, I don't know. I don't know. We are both old.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know if she runs. I don't think she runs anymore. I don't run.
I think you should challenge her the next time you see her. Be like 100 meters right now. Let's go.
But yeah, I remember those really intense, nervous time right before you start. And there are so many kids who can run so fast.
Right.
Yeah. So it kind of reminded me of the time in school days.
Sure.
Yeah.
Otaku, word of the day.
What's today's word of the day?
Flying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not English?
Well, it is. I mean, flying is an English word.
Yeah.
But I just think it's fascinating that somehow false start didn't become the word for false start. And instead, Japanese uses flying.
I don't know. It's frying or flying.
It's definitely not frying.
Okay.
Because nobody's getting fried. But it's probably flying.
Flying. I think Japanese people think it's like an English word.
It is an English word.
It is English word.
It's just not. Okay. So there is such thing as a flying start in English. I think the most the most reasonable assumption of how did we get this word flying, right, to mean false start, is either that maybe there is something that's called a flying false start or a flying start, and that I actually have never heard that term. So as far as I know, that is not in fact a thing. I can definitely imagine someone saying flying off the blocks and thinking of that as meaning you went too early. But I'm going to have to come and say, I don't really know. And I don't trust the AI summary because none of the links go back to what the AI very persuasively told me, which was that there might be such thing as a flying start where you're already moving when the thing starts, when when you're in cycling and driving and stuff, you're already moving when the race starts. You're not at a full stop. And so I guess in a way, if you start before the gun goes off, you're cheating because you're already moving right before it began. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just don't understand why it's not false start and why it's flying instead. Yeah.
Just made up.
Or just somebody thought it sounded cool, which it does. Okay, maybe we shouldn't use this as word of the day. Our other word of the day is
Rikujo.
And what does this mean?
Track and field. But
literally it means
on the land.
On the land or above the land. And that's all. So on land games. And I was thinking this, I haven't we tried to search for I tried badly to search for the etymology of this and did not come up with anything. But my supposition is that in the Olympics, there are a lot of water events, diving, swimming, rowing, etc., things that are in or on the water. And so my guess is that Rikujo came about as a term in response to specifically Olympic events because they feel like, I don't think they're half and half, but it feels like there are a lot of water ones. And so this was meant to specifically express the ones that are not happening in the water. That's my official guess. If anybody knows, if anybody has better research skills than us and can tell us definitively where the term flying for false starts in Japanese or Rikujo came from, I would love to know.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to add about 100 meters?
You should go see this movie. It's really good.
Yes, it's very limited. I hope they will stream in some streaming services later so that everybody can enjoy.
But I mean, like, I think you should try to see this movie in a theater. It's got enough elements that are really worth seeing on a big screen, and it's like, you know, with the sound and stuff, like in a theater with a really powerful sound system, to make it like a worthwhile theatrical experience, not just something to like watch on like your phone or a computer screen.
Yeah, even like a Dolby
sound. Yeah,
probably. Okay, so before we end the episode, there's an announcement to make.
Do it.
So we have another podcast called 3M Otak, which we all talk about kind of the same stuff, all in Japanese. So we've been doing as long as we're doing 3M Otak. And this year, you decided to enter ourselves, our podcast 3M Otak, to Podcast Star Award.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's the second time to have this.
That it's been awarded.
It's been awarded. So like I decided to like, you know, casually apply to ourselves, thinking maybe it's a great opportunity to just be on the list.
Sure.
So because like once you entered, you can see participants like episodes. You have to put out one episode from your podcast. And I put look back episode we did last year, I think, which was my favorite. So I was like, it'd be nice like if other people can see, just check out episode or podcast. And then there's like 3 awards they offer. And then one of them is like listeners can vote.
Sure.
Which like probably I can do something about it. So like telling friends, right? Or listeners, please. I mean, I didn't do that much. Like I kept forgetting to see that on the podcast. Like it didn't really help, but I asked my friends, just my friends. Like I don't have many friends.
More than I do.
Thinking like, you know, like I won't hurt, you know, asking. Then they're really like nice about it, even though they don't listen.
Oh, jeez.
I knew they don't listen, but like they were nice about it. So those people said like, oh, I voted.
Right.
So on October 10th at 10 a.m., there was an announcement. I was a little bit antsy to check the results, like thinking maybe listeners award. So I checked it and I realized 3M Otak was on the website as like a, how do you say, taisho?
Grand prize,
which was awarded from judges.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which is a total surprise. I mean, I'm proud of our podcast, and I think we do, you know, we do our best.
I think it's 99% your editing, because I sound like a total idiot most of the time, especially in Japanese. Like I feel like I can barely speak Japanese.
I mean, same here, me in English.
It's mostly your editing that's to credit for us having done at all well at this. Yeah.
So there are 218 or 19 podcasts, and we won the grand prize.
Hell yeah.
So we are really, really happy about it, especially the episode we talked about is Look Back, and the author of Look Back, Tatsuki Fujimoto, who is famously known, the author of Chainsaw Man.
Which we're going to see in 2 more weeks.
Right. And I am from the same prefecture as Tatsuki Fujimoto, and we all talk about like hometown and stuff. So like it means a lot personally to me.
Right.
So yeah. You should keep listening to 2 a.m. Otaku.
And yeah, if you can speak Japanese, consider 3 a.m. Otaku.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a nice surprise, and then we are proud of what we do.
Hell yeah. I feel like I can't take very much credit for this, but I am super proud of you. Like, you put a lot of hard work into making this podcast and entering that competition. So I'm also proud that we won, but mostly I'm proud of you.
I'm not that competitive. Like, I wasn't, okay, I'm competitive.
Yeah,
okay,
you really
but
are.
I was not trying to.
I was not trying to win.
I was not trying to win for this one. I was like, there's no way they would like pick us.
We won the HyakuM podcast race.
Then I realized, okay, I am competitive. You know, I'm just like one of those athletes, not sports, but like podcast
athlete.
Or whatever I try, that's me.
Yes, you are competitive at anything you try.
Yeah. So I'm happy and just wanted to share the news.
Congratulations.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you liked this week's episode, please give us good reviews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, or like and leave a comment on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe and follow 2am Otaku and 3am Otaku. It will keep us making more fun episodes. See you next time for more 2am Otaku.
Peace.